Disclaimer. All content on this channel is created strictly for educational and harm reduction purposes only. We do not promote, condone, or encourage the use of illegal substances. The discussions, demonstrations, and references to psychedelic substances are intended to raise awareness and provide accurate information from a professional, trained, and trauma-informed perspective. Do not attempt to recreate, imitate, or act upon anything shown or described in these videos. We are trained facilitators working within legal frameworks, often in countries or contexts where such practices are permitted. We are not liable for any actions taken by individuals who view or interpret this content. By watching these videos, you agree that Finally Detached and its representatives are not responsible for any harm, injury, or legal consequences resulting from your decisions. If you're interested in professional guidance, private retreats, or educational resources, please contact us directly. FinallyDetached.com. Stay safe, open your mind, and enjoy the show.
Wake up in the matrix, time to break free.
When it comes to the matrix, there's only one tool that can really help you break out, break free, authentically, not through some trap dogma, authentically break through to the other side. And that's the mushroom.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Thanks for joining me, guys. In this video, I want to go ahead and share with you how the mushroom helped me break out of the matrix. So grab your popcorn, because you're in for some insight.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The Matrix?
To put the mushroom's power into perspective, I got to start back at the beginning of the story. So it all started with the transition of a very close friend of mine. I was in college at the time, full of ego, playing football. I was shook when I got the news that my friend was no longer here. I found that I needed to go on a spiritual journey. And this journey was one that threw me down the rabbit hole. You remember in the Matrix where the computer or Trinity let Neo know to follow the white rabbit? That was me during this time. I was intentionally diving down the rabbit hole because I was starting to become aware of different energies around me. I was beginning to become aware of the power of my mind, how the way I think creates reality. The way I think affects how I speak, and how we speak creates the world that we live in.
Oh.
This was the start of my esoteric journey into the hidden knowledge that was all around us. This led me to Thailand to study under a master yogi and hypnotherapist, to gain control over my mind, my body, and my soul. And then I got lost back in the ego, came back to the matrix, tried to make it work, climbed the ladder, and then one day I realized
that you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
I don't want to be a slave. I don't want to be a slave to a system that doesn't serve me, that doesn't serve the planet, that doesn't serve my ideals. I don't want to be trapped in someone else's dogma.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes.
And it's so funny because during this time of awakening, when I was having these deep thoughts, when I was intentionally meditating on these ideas and trying to live it in my daily life, I felt the contrast deeply. There was such a contrast of trying to be in peace and alignment and then trying to make it work in the matrix and trying to get ahead and just trying to make ends meet.
Have you ever stood and stared at it, marveled at its beauty, its genius? Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious.
And this is when I met the mushroom.
I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
No, the honor is mine.
My first journey with the mushroom started way back in high school, recreationally. I took it with an ex-girlfriend at the time, with friends, and we just played with lights. Then the next journey was in college. with a group of buddies. We ate some mushrooms and we were strolling around Boulder, Colorado, building snowmen, throwing snowballs. And that was a very pleasant experience. Again, we were playing with lights. And when I finally decided to approach this medicine seriously as an adult with clear intention and no distractions, I decided to eat 10 dried grams on an empty stomach of penis envies, and it rocked my world. The journey that I've been on was 10 years at this point, and when I met the mushroom fully, I came full circle to learning tools and mindfulness skills to be able to process and integrate the trauma that I went through, as well as the insight and the knowledge on how to apply it to the matrix.
People who have never taken hallucinogenic drugs but have some mild interest in it, or just in the course of generally educating yourself about reality, I think people who have never taken psychedelics think that it's sort of like dreaming while you're awake, or geometric patterns, colors. They always say, the colors, malarkey, the colors, forget the colors. It is not like that. Psychedelic experiences at effective doses, not piddling doses, effective doses, are visionary scenarios. They are three-dimensional unfoldments of information that is extraordinarily complex. What is unique to psilocybin is that overlaid over what I just described is, big surprise, a voice. A voice. Everybody knows this who has to do with this stuff. Gordon Wasson, Richard Schultes, Albert Hoffman. The giants know that this stuff is animate. This is not a drug.
And then the mushroom showed me that I was weak. My mind was soft. I didn't have control over my own mind. I had control over the idea that I wanted control over my mind, but I didn't control my own mind. There was always some barrier in the way. There was always something that was preventing me from being my most authentic self. And when I say authentic self, I just mean being completely out of the way, being out of your way to the point where you can live in your vibration and not be wobbled by the thoughts, feelings, or worries of others. And this is a growing process. The mushroom, and building a relationship with it, it spoke. During that 10-gram journey, it was as if a higher power was speaking through.
A voice. A voice. Everybody knows this who has to do with this stuff.
And I had the opportunity, or shall I say the free will, to listen or to reject it. And this voice spoke so clear, and it told me things that I didn't even know about myself, that I didn't ever want to share about myself, but it showed me. It knew everything about me, and yet I knew nothing about it. The curiosity drew me closer to it. It was as if it was pulling me closer and closer to whatever this thing was. And in doing that, I was following the directions. It spoke and I listened. It said, start creating. Start stepping away from working for others. Tap into a vision, or find someone that has a vision that you can tap into with, but don't sell your soul. Be authentic. Live authentically. And step into that daily, and the transformation will be. Because of the mushroom and listening to it, it opened up a world of possibility, a world of love, a world of harmony, a world of excitement, a world of edge running, a world of dire responsibility. And it just brought so much meaning to this great awakening that occurred within myself. The circle was finally closed. I was a seeker my whole life, and finally, I found it. I found the answer that I was looking for. I just wanted answers to life's deepest questions, and I wanted to be fully here and now, being able to tap in the process. That's what finally detached is, the ability to tap in and become your most authentic self. So thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, share this video with someone who needs it, because when I'm in my deepest depressions and when I was at the point of having suicidal ideation, it was the belief in something greater than myself. It was the knowing, the intuitive knowing of an intelligence in nature that can be seen by how the water flows, how the grass grows, how the trees move, how the birds sing, and how it all works together so perfectly. Yeah, guys, at this point I'm rambling, but thank you guys for joining me. And if there's anyone out there who's suffering from PTSD, depression, if you're feeling stuck, if you need an adventure, reach out to me. We'll close the circles together.
Please, come, sit. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
Wake up in the matrix, time to break free. Mushroom in my system, I'll finally see. It's deeper than trauma, it's soul release. Escape with a shaman, bringing inner peace. Finally detached, we unlock the code. Contacting the beings down the medicine road. This ain't just healing, it's a cosmic flight. One dose in the dark, now you burst with light. Illusion shatters, lights collapse, the veil gets ripped, no turning back. You've been trapped in loops, fake news, fake love. But the mushroom shows what you're truly made of. Ancient eyes in the sky, they speak through the spore, calling your name from a galactic door. Gabriel stands like a gate in the mist, 1 foot in earth, 1 deep in the abyss. He don't just guide, he activates, leads you past fear, past form, past fate. Wake up in the matrix, time to break. The mushroom in my system, now I finally see. This deeper than trauma, it's soul release. Gabriel the shaman, bringing inner peace. Finally detached, we unlock the code. Contacting the beings down the medicine road. Eyes roll back as the third eye blooms. DNA sings in the sacred rooms. Ye lean steady with the clinical mind, while spirit guides meet you outside of time. They whisper truths, they show you scars, that show you you're made from ancient stars. Not broken, not spun up by my fate, just asleep in a dream that you now escaped. This ain't just breath work, this ain't just talk. It's soul body alchemy when we walk that walk. Finally detached, it ain't just a name, it's the mission to free you from the system's game. Open your heart to solve what's fake. Break every chain that the world did make. The mushroom speaks, not here by chance. It's a key to the stars in this final dance. Beings away with the map in hand, to show you who you are, not just a man. Final hook, wake up in the matrix, time to break free. Mushroom in my system, now I finally see. It's deeper than trauma, it's soul release. Gabriel the shaman, bringing energy. Finally detached, we unlock the code. Contacting the beings down the medicine road. You thought this was about healing the past, but the truth is, it's about remembering the future. You're not just healing, you're becoming who you were always meant to be. And they've been waiting for you. Welcome to Finally Detached.